Well, it's official. We are getting that ROG Xbox Ally console, that handheld console that is actually coming out in literally a week from now. Yeah, believe it or not, this is coming out Thursday of next week, October 16th. Here it is if you haven't seen a picture of it yet. It does look pretty cool, and it's a little bit controversial right now because of its high price point, but overall, we've only got a few days from now before we really see what it is all about. But there was a time when we were hearing rumors about the Xbox handheld console that was supposed to come out. These so-called leakers were giving us sneak peeks of what the Xbox console is going to be. I'm talking, this is back in like 2008, 2010. Oh, guys, we got this handheld coming out. Look right here. Yeah, these would be the kind of pictures floating around on like 4chan or like forums back in the day. Then we got like this right here. It looks like it's like a Nintendo DS or something, but for Xbox. And then we got this right here, the Xbox 360 controller. It's like the controller was just stretched out like silly putty, and then there was a screen put in the middle of it. You gotta admire the creativity of some of the photoshoppers out there. Yeah, see, the thing is, there was a time that, besides the goofy screenshots, there were rumors and people were talking about this dedicated Xbox handheld. You see, that's a little bit different than what we are getting from the Xbox, the ROG Ally that's coming out next week. That is kind of a PC Xbox hybrid. It can actually play Steam games in addition to, I believe, most Xbox games, which overall I think is definitely a stronger point to be made for this, whereas a dedicated console handheld, those were the rumors that were around years and years ago. That would be something where it's more just native to the Xbox ecosystem. It really has nothing to do with PC platforms. And, well, you see, there is a hardware leaker that has just came out on a forum actually yesterday and has claimed that, yes, this handheld console was going to happen many years ago, but that it did not, specifically because AMD was supposed to make the chips for it, but they specifically wanted a massive deal of 10 million units that Microsoft would agree to. Yeah, pretty crazy, a pretty high number to say the least. So I got this from this article right here from Insider Gaming. This was just today. It says it has been claimed that Xbox's now dedicated handheld was canceled because AMD required a minimum of 10 million units in its contract. It is a number that at face value would have been almost impossible to hit. Yeah, definitely. With the highly successful Steam Deck selling around 4 million units at the time of writing, but according to the reputable leaker, that was the number AMD wanted. So here's the source right here. Like I said, it's literally just from a forum post. It's from NeoGAF. I think that's kind of one of the older forums out there. I didn't know that was still around. But yeah, this is the supposed leaker, Kepler L2, and he says at the bottom there, as far as I know, the handheld for Xbox was canceled because AMD wanted a commitment of 10 million plus units to justify making a dedicated system on a chip or SoC, but with the Steam Deck only selling about 5 million units, and the Asus ROG and the Lenovo Legion only selling 1 to 2 million units, Microsoft did not want to take the risk. And yes, if this is true, I can absolutely see why Microsoft would not want to do that. Probably besides the obvious Nintendo Switch, yeah, handhelds are just not going to be that insanely popular. Not 10 million units popular. So this is kind of an interesting insight here, but this is of course just a leak. We have to take it with a grain of salt. And actually, Jez Corden of Windows Central, he did come out and say this in response. It's not much, but he just said this is not even slightly true, by the way. So I mean, I don't know. This is apparently a pretty credible leaker that was saying this. Jez Corden saying no, so who knows? Both could be right. I mean, maybe at some point this was actually the case, and Jez Corden just wasn't really aware of this specific time. But regardless, now we are getting, as I said, the Xbox ROG. It's going to be that PC Xbox hybrid, so definitely a bit different than the dedicated handheld for Xbox, which, as I said, I think is going to be overall a pretty good thing. But the price is very high. It's going up to actually $1,000 for the highest unit, or the highest specs version, I should say. Pretty crazy that we can actually get that high of prices these days, but we will see if the quality and just the overall customer satisfaction, I guess, makes it all worth it.